Hi guys, I'm back and it was quite a trip. I had a really lovely time, but there was some unexpected things that happened. One being, I'm one of the people who got caught returning home when the Air Canada went on, the flight attendants went on strike. And so I got booted off in Toronto on the way home from Alberta. And the only, I had my friend AJ who jumped in, and he was my complete hero because he was able to book me a flight from Toronto to Halifax, which isn't home, but he got me there. So then I was like with people who could help care for me, thank goodness, because my body has been a bit sore. And so anyway, I got there and I had several days there. Then he had gotten me a flight from there to home. And so I was able to get home, and then I had to have a couple of days rest. I could not do much until my body sort of let me sort of get back on track again. But anyway, AJ and his wife were very sweet to me, and I'm really grateful. Anyway, so I got to see some friends, I got to see some family unexpectedly, and what I did was I made the best of a bad situation. I even got to see one of my nieces and great niece and nephews that I wouldn't have had a chance to see at all. And it's been a long time since I had seen them. They live in a different country. So, again, making the best of a bad situation. Anyway, I'm back and I finally got to open one of my packages, and I did it without you guys. I just couldn't help it. And the reason being is it's a product that I really wanted to try for a very long time, but it was sort of down the ladder. So, like with my makeup brushes, I have BK Beauty, which I really love, and I got rougher brushes I really love. But one of the brush brands that I really wanted to try was Anisa. And so I finally got a set, and this is more for like your foundation needs. And I just got to say, these feel so luxe and so beautiful. Um, so I'm pretty impressed, and even to feel the fibers, the brush themselves, so beautiful and soft. So I'm really looking forward to testing out my new Anisa Beauty brushes today. So I'm going to be using my Givenchy foundation, and I'm going to be using my foundation brush from Anisa. And the first time I actually saw these brushes was, I think it was with Juicy Jazz. And, she's the one that I have to say sort of sold me on the brushes. But Juicy Jazz, she's another content creator. I don't know her or anything, but I really just enjoy watching her makeup. Our aesthetics are very different. Our undertones are very different. She has a cool undertone while I'm neutral, and and she's a winter and I'm a bright spring. So, um, you know, our whole makeup aesthetic is very different. So there we go. Ooh, I really like how that felt. So my first impression of the foundation brush is a good one. It felt super nice. I think it's a brush I'm going to really like. The next thing I'm going to do is I'll go in with my Dior foundation concealer. I'm just going to put a little bit here and here, a little bit here. it is so good to be home and with my makeup again though. You know, so that's always like the hardest thing. Well, what am I going to take as far as makeup goes on vacation? And I think I did pretty well this time. I didn't bring too much, which is always good because I hate overpacking. I hate overpacking. And I've been trying to learn to get better in that area the last little while. And so I feel like this time I did a bit better with my packing. And that's great. Sorry about this, guys. All right. And I'm just going to have a sip of water. And I'm just going to now blend out the rest of my concealer. And I gotta say, like right now too, like my skin's a little bit dry. It's a little bit off, but it's just because I haven't been well for a few days and not able to care for myself like I normally do. But that's okay. I'm doing better. Uh, Enjoying this concealer brush. My first impression, really nice. Now let's see what else I've got. So this one here I'm going to use to go with my bronzer today. And I get to use my Natasha Denona bronzer again. Been really loving this product. I'm just going to put a little bit on my hand here and then just buff it into my brush a bit. This is a beautiful, beautiful bronzer, guys, but it's Natasha Denona. And since I've been away, oh, so happy to see Natasha Denona is releasing a foundation, a serum foundation. So I'm pretty stoked about that, and I really hope it's going to be a nice one. I'm sort of going to wait to see now, because it's probably, some people might be sort of videoing with that soon, because I'd really like to see, because I do love Natasha Denona, but I also got a lot of concealers or foundations right now. I mean, I got her concealer. I love her concealer. Okay, so I mean, look how beautiful that bronzer is. That is just stunning. Just melts into the skin. Liking this brush here so far. And now I have to do a cream blush, and so I've got finally a nice cream brush, and I'm going to use my Patrick Ta in the beautiful red shade, and I'm just going to go in with the cream portion now. And this is such a highly pigmented blush. I'm just going to pounce that in. I mean, this is just such a beautiful, beautiful blush. Just blend that in a bit. Lovely. I mean, that is truly a beautiful red blush. However, I find the powder is so highly pigmented, and that's okay too. So I'm going to go in with my setting powder. I'm going to use a little bit of my, I'm going to go in with my setting powder, and I'm going to use my About Face one. This one stayed home. So I'm going to use a bit of my About Face. And I gotta, so far, like my experience with this powder has been really good, guys. Like I was so surprised to see this performing as well as it did. And so I'm pretty pleased with this powder here. So it's About Face, and here in Canada, you can get About Face at Shoppers Drug Mart. And in the US, you can get About Face, I believe, at Ulta. The last time I was at Ulta, they had it there. There we go. So this is a really beautiful, beautiful setting powder. All right. So now that I've got all of that on, I'm going to go off camera. I'm going to get my eyebrows done, and I'll be back in a minute. Hi guys, I'm back and I have my eyebrows done. And I created this beautiful eyeshadow look my first time using a Beauty Bay palette. So this is my first time using this brand, Beauty Bay. And this is their newest release, which is the Desert Haze palette. I had shown that just before I left in an unboxing, and wow, I've got to say I'm pretty impressed. I really enjoy the eyeshadow look that I got out of this. So I'm going to show you guys now how I achieved that. So the first shade I'm going to go in with is this beautiful bright yellow. And, you know, one of the things doing while we're doing the makeup is sort of seeing, you know, how easy it is to use and blend in that. And I gotta say, like, I mean, this is actually my first time using, my first time impression is good. I gotta say that. It's a good first impression. The color story too, I'm really digging. Oh my geez, that's really aging me. But and I've never even grew up in the generation that said that. But what I gotta say, guys, is I'm pretty impressed by this formula so far. Like, and where did I order it from? I ordered it right from Beauty Bay. They have a site, and Beauty Bay's English based, I believe. If I'm incorrect, please correct me. So the next shade I'm going to go into is this gorgeous, gorgeous shade down here. This is just a beautiful, beautiful, gorgeous shade. And I'm just going to start by packing it on here in the outer corner. And then once I got it packed in, I'm just going to start to blend those outer edges a little bit. And I'll be bringing it right in. And right on in. But I mean, what a gorgeous, gorgeous shade. And I'm just going to pack that on again. And the next thing I'm going to do is I'll go back to my yellow brush, and I'm going to take some of that yellow matte, and I'm just going to do the blending at the edges with this. And give that a wipe so I don't dilute my color too much. In just a second, I'm just going to get this spot here. There we go. And what I love to hear, guys, one thing I'm sort of hearing in the makeup community is we're moving back to beautiful color eyeshadows. And I'm so glad. Well, it didn't matter anyway. I'm doing what I want to do. I'm in my 50s, and that's it. But it's not about that, though. Like, you know, I still want to, you know, sort of do my makeup nicely, like the way I think it looks nice anyway. I'm just going to use more of that dark blue here. It's almost like a blue-green. It's just gorgeous. In the aqua family somewhere. It is gorgeous. I just love, love, love this shade. And I don't have another shade like that, I don't think, in my collection. So that sort of makes me really happy when I get to use shades that aren't, you know, readily in my collection. And, you know, it's nice to have a color story, but when we have so much makeup, you never know, like, sort of the shades you can find already in what's pre-existing. And so that's what I'm going to be doing in the next while. Because Christmas is around the corner, And I like to save my pennies for Christmas because like there's so many new releases coming out. So the next little while I want to go back and start playing with some of my new palettes again. That's one of my goals. So the next shade I'm going to go in with, guys, after putting on my glitter primer, my NYX glitter primer, I'm going to take this gorgeous yellow here and I'm going to pat this on. This one has a bit of a shift. It's almost like a little bit of a green shift in there too. So we'll just pat this on. And we're going to blend that into that beautiful sort of aqua color. Dip it under my eye. And now I'm going to go back to that blue again, the green blue. And we're going to start working the two because they're such different families. It's like working back and forth now to get a blend. And then I'm going to use one of my pencil brushes from Refer, and I'm going to start to smudge out the liner that I did. And then I'm going to wipe that off, and I'm going to take some of the yellow and I'm going to do a little bit more blending right underneath. Ooh, I like that. And then I'm also going to use this brush. I'm going to wipe it off again to make sure I'm not transferring too much color. And I'm going to use that to brighten up my inner corner as well. Okay. Now that I've got that done, I'm just going to get my e.l.f. palette and I'll just do my brow bone. So in this instance, I'm just going to do my brow bone. Where did... Really liking that, guys. Lovely. Really like that, guys. So that didn't take a lot of effort and I love the color story so far. So what I'm going to do next, guys, I'm just going to complete my powders and then we're going to keep moving on. So let's see. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use my powdered bronzer from my Pat McGrath palette. Lovely. And then I'm going to go in with a very, very light hand and a very fluffy brush because this red powder is packing a punch. So I'm just going to tap it and then I'm just going to add a little tiny bit just in the back here and just a little dip, tap. And I mean, that's all I need. There we go. Yep. And that looks really good. I like that. Beautiful, beautiful red blush. Okay, guys. Lovely. So I got that done. Now I'm going to go in with my finishing powder. And I'm going to use my Kosas Cloud Set finishing powder. And I'm going to use my big brush here. I'm just going to finish my makeup, blending it in. Beautiful. Really liking that. All right, and then I'll go in with my Charlotte Tilbury setting spray. And melt it all together. And I'm going to let that dry. So while I'm letting that dry, guys, I'm going to go off screen. I'm going to get my mascara done, and I'll be back in a minute. Hi guys, I'm back and I have my mascara on, and today I use my Charlotte Tilbury Exaggerize. And you know what? Really love this mascara. It's actually quite beautiful now that I've stopped using it for a while and I've gone back to it. Really beautiful mascara. She did a great formulation there with the Exaggerize. Really loved how my makeup turned out today, guys. I've been missing my makeup room so bad. I know that sounds strange, but I do. I like my little makeup collection and having fun with it. And using the Beauty Bay Desert Haze palette for the first time was a pleasure. Wow, great formula. I can't say anything really bad about it. Some people might want their shimmers a bit more shimmery or multi-chromes and duochromes and all that stuff. And I think there might be maybe I'm really not quite sure if there's one or two multi or duochromes, but I personally really like this palette so far. Wow, I can't wait to play with it more. I mean, the color story is gorgeous. Anyway, guys, for my lips today as well, I used my Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk lip liner. And then I used my Strawberry Shortcake lipstick from oh, what is the brand called again? Glamlight. Oh my goodness, I couldn't remember it for a second. But this is the Strawberry Shortcake lip set from Glamlight. And this is such a beautiful neutral shade. Really enjoying it with my complete look today. Anyway, guys, if you don't mind, please subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate it. And if you enjoyed today's content, please give my video a like. That would be awesome. And leave a comment. I would love to hear your opinion. Anyway, guys, until next time, I gotta say, I'm feeling good. I'm ready for my day. And I wish all of you guys a good day too. Bye.